In the heart of suburban Seattle, where the relentless drizzle mirrored the quiet unraveling of secrets, Elena Harper stared at the bank statement crumpled in her fist, her knuckles white against the faded laminate of their kitchen table. It was a Tuesday evening in early fall, the kind where the fog rolled in off Puget Sound like an uninvited guest, and the revelation hit her harder than any storm. Sophia, her wife of 14 years, had siphoned every cent from their daughter Lily's college fund. $87,000 vanished into thin air, funneled not to debts or emergencies, but to a sleek downtown apartment for Sophia's lover, a woman named Rebecca whose laughter Elena had glimpsed in stolen Instagram stories. The shock twisted into something feral as Lily, their sharp-witted 12-year-old with a knack for puzzles and a heart too big for her small frame, burst through the back door from soccer practice, mud-splattered cleats tracking across the floor, oblivious to the bomb about to detonate their world, until she saw her mother's face and froze, the soccer ball slipping from her hands with a hollow thud that echoed the void in their future. Elena had always prided herself on being the steady one, the architect of their little family's blueprint. At 38, she was a high school history teacher with a voice that commanded attention in stuffy classrooms and hands calloused from weekend woodworking projects in the garage. Sophia, 36 and a graphic designer freelancing from their home office, had been the spark, the one who painted murals on Lily's bedroom walls with swirling galaxies and whispered poetry into Elena's ear during those long, humid nights when love felt like the only anchor against the world's judgments. They'd met in a cramped college coffee shop in Olympia, both nursing dreams bigger than their scholarships, and built a life brick by brick. The white-clapboard house on Elm Street with its creaky porch swing, the commitment ceremony under a canopy of evergreens attended by a handful of defiant friends, the adoption of Lily from an overwhelmed birth mother in Tacoma who saw in them the stability she couldn't provide. Marriage equality had come just in time for their vows in 2015, a quiet courthouse affair that felt like a hard-won exhale after years of tiptoeing around disapproving glances from Sophia's conservative parents in Spokane. But cracks had formed, subtle at first, like the hairline fractures in the foundation Elena patched every spring. Sophia's late nights at client meetings stretched into dawns, her phone buzzing with notifications she silenced too quickly. Elena chalked it up to burnout, to the freelance grind that left Sophia's eyes shadowed and her smiles brittle. They'd argued in whispers after Lily's bedtime, voices low to avoid waking the girl who slept with a flashlight under her pillow, convinced monsters lurked in the closet. "You're pulling away," Elena had said one night, tracing the curve of Sophia's shoulder in the dark. "It's nothing," Sophia replied, turning her back, the space between them widening like the gap in their once unbreakable trust. Lily, with her mop of unruly blonde curls inherited from Sophia and Elena's piercing green eyes, had always been the glue. At 12, she was a whirlwind of curiosity, devouring books on astronomy and begging for telescope time on clear nights. The college fund was her North Star, a joint account Elena had started with her first teaching bonus, matched penny for penny by Sophia's early design gigs. It wasn't just money, it was promises etched in spreadsheets. MIT for Lily's stargazing dreams, or Caltech if she chased engineering like her mom joked about. Elena remembered the day they opened it. Lily ate and gap-toothed it, drawing hearts around the deposit slip with crayons. "For when I'm a scientist and discover a new planet," she declared, and they'd laughed, sealing it with pinky swears. Now that promise lay in tatters. Elena's phone call to the bank earlier that afternoon, prompted by a routine alert about low balance, had unraveled everything. The teller, a sympathetic voice on the line, confirmed the transfers. 6 installments over 3 months, each to an account in Rebecca's name. Rebecca Langford, 32, a rising star at a boutique ad agency downtown, with cheekbones sharp enough to cut glass and a laugh that carried across crowded bars. Elena knew of her from Sophia's casual mentions, talented collaborator, great energy, but never suspected the depth. The final transfer, 2 days ago, had emptied the account to fund first and last month's rent on a Capitol Hill walk-up, the kind of place with exposed brick and views of the Space Needle, a far cry from their mortgaged nest in Ballard. As Lily dropped her backpack by the door, her face lit with the post-practice glow, Elena forced a smile that cracked at the edges. "Hey kiddo, how was the game?" Lily launched into a recap, goals scored, a near-miss header, her words tumbling out like confetti. But midway, her eyes snagged on the paper in Elena's hand, the red ink of overdraft notices bleeding through. "Mom? What's wrong?" The question hung, innocent and piercing, and Elena's resolve shattered. She slid the statement across the table, watching Lily's small fingers unfold it, her brows furrowing as she scanned the numbers. Lily was precocious, homeschooled in basic finance during family budget nights. She knew what $87,000 meant. Her face drained of color, lips parting in a silent gasp. "The Stars Fund? Is gone." Elena nodded, throat tight, and pulled her daughter into a hug that smelled of grass and childhood sweat. "Sophia's been struggling with us, with everything." She didn't say the rest, not yet, about the lover, the lies, the betrayal that clawed at her chest like a trapped animal. Lily clung tighter, her voice muffled against Elena's shirt. "We can fix it, right? Like when the telescope broke and we saved up." Elena's heart fractured further. Optimism was Lily's superpower, but this wound ran too deep. The front door clicked open then, Sophia's keys jingling like a warning bell, her heels tapping an uneven rhythm on the hardwood. She entered humming, tote bag slung over one shoulder, oblivious until she saw them, mother and daughter fused in grief at the table, the evidence glaring under the pendant light. Sophia's humming died, her blue eyes widening as she dropped her bag. "Elena? Lily? What's?" She stopped, gaze flicking to the statement, and in that instant Elena saw it. The flicker of guilt quickly masked by defiance. Lily pulled away, turning to face her other mother, tears carving tracks down her cheeks. "You took it. For what? Why?" Sophia's mouth opened, closed. Then the words spilled in a rush, laced with the defensiveness Elena recognized from their early dating days, when coming out meant navigating minefields. "It wasn't like that. I needed space to think. Rebecca helps me feel alive again, Elena. You wouldn't understand. You're so buried in routines, in being the perfect parent." The kitchen air thickened, charged with the scent of rain-soaked coats and unspoken accusations. Elena rose slowly, her teacher's poise masking the storm inside. "Space? You stole our daughter's future for your midlife crisis. Get out." Sophia laughed, a bitter sound that echoed off the cabinets. "Our? You mean your precious plans? Lily's smart, she'll figure it out. And us? We're suffocating." Lily's sob cut through, raw and childlike. "But the fund? My college." Sophia knelt then, reaching for her, but Lily recoiled, backing into Elena's legs. The rejection landed like a slap, Sophia's face crumpling. "Sweetie, it's not forever. Mommy just don't," Lily whispered, voice stealing beyond her years. "You're not my mommy right now." The words hung, a guillotine blade, and Sophia stood, grabbing her bag with trembling hands. "Fine. I'll go. But this isn't over." She stormed out, the door slamming like thunder, leaving silence in her wake. Elena sank to the floor, pulling Lily down with her, their backs against the fridge as sobs racked them both. Outside, the rain began in earnest, pattering against the window like impatient fingers. Lily wiped her nose on her sleeve, looking up with eyes too old for 12. "What do we do now, Mom?" Elena had no answer. Only the hollow certainty that their family's fault lines had just erupted into an abyss. But in Lily's grip, fierce and unyielding, she felt the first spark of something dangerous. Not just survival but retribution. As the night deepened, mother and daughter huddled there, plotting in whispers the first fragile threads of a counterstrike, unaware how far it would drag them into the shadows of their own making. The days blurred into a tense limbo. Elena called in sick to work, citing a family emergency, and spent mornings on hold with financial advisors, afternoons scouring Sophia's laptop, left behind in haste, for digital breadcrumbs. What she found curdled her stomach. Months of emails, flirty texts archived under innocuous labels, hotel receipts timestamped to design retreats. Rebecca's profile emerged like a ghost. Ambitious, unapologetically out, with a feed of rooftop brunches and empowerment quotes that screamed escape from domesticity. Elena's anger simmered, a low boil, but she kept it leashed for Lily's sake. The girl threw herself into schoolwork, her chatter subdued, eyes darting to the empty chair at dinner. "When's she coming back?" she'd ask, and Elena would deflect with chores or stories of her own youth, the closeted hookups in college bathrooms, the fear of her devout Catholic family disowning her. By Friday, Sophia's texts arrived. Apologies laced with justifications, pleas for a sit-down. Elena ignored them, channeling fury into action. She met with a lawyer friend from the PTA, a no-nonsense dyke named Carla who chain-smoked menthols on her balcony. Embezzlement in a marriage? Tricky, Carla said, exhaling a plume into the misty air. Community property laws mean it's joint, but draining a designated account for personal use? That's fraud territory. Sue for divorce, freeze assets. Elena nodded, the word divorce landing like a stone in her gut. They'd vowed forever. Ink tattoos of interlocking rings on their wrists. But vows were paper-thin against betrayal. Lily, overhearing from the car on the ride home, piped up from the back seat. Don't let her win, Mom. She's the bad guy in this story. Elena glanced in the rearview, startled by the resolve in her daughter's voice. Lily had always been empathetic, the kid who nursed injured birds back to health, but now a hardness glinted there, forged in the forge of loss. That night, as Elena tucked her in, Lily clutched her arm. I found something. On her phone before she left. A password note in her planner. Elena's pulse quickened. What? Lily hesitated, then whispered a string of letters and numbers. It's for her email. I saw her type it once. The trust violation stung anew, but Elena pushed it down. Together they logged in from the family desktop, the screen's glow casting eerie shadows. Folders spilled open. Love letters to Rebecca, fantasies of a life untethered, and buried in drafts, a resignation email to her freelance clients, dated for next month. It was a gut punch. Sophia wasn't just leaving. She was leaping, torching bridges for a fresh start. Elena's fingers hovered over the keyboard, temptation whispering to hit send prematurely, to unravel Sophia's career before she could flee. But Lily's hand covered hers. Not yet, she said softly. We need a plan. Something big. Mother and daughter exchanged a look, the air humming with complicity. In that moment, Elena saw not just her child, but a mirror of her own unyielding spine. The legacy of women who'd fought for scraps of visibility, in a world that preferred them invisible. As sleep evaded them both, they sketched outlines on Lily's star chart. Expose without destroying, reclaim without begging. Turn the thief's greed into her undoing. The rain outside softened to a drizzle, but inside, the storm was just beginning to brew. Saturday dawned gray and sodden, the kind of Seattle morning that begged for coffee and denial. But Elena was already wired on adrenaline and black brew, as she drove Lily to her weekly chess club at the community center in Fremont. The girl clutched a thermos of hot chocolate, her knight figurine from last week's tournament tucked in her pocket like a talisman. Remember, Elena said, pulling into the lot dotted with rusting Volvos and Prius hybrids, keep your focus. Knights jump corners, they don't charge straight. Lily nodded, but her mind was miles away, replaying the email drafts, the apartment lease PDF with Rebecca's looping signature. At drop-off, she leaned over the console, green eyes fierce. I'll text you if I see her. She sometimes grabs coffee here after yoga. Elena's stomach nodded. Sophia's yoga class ended blocks away, but patterns died hard. Alone in the car, Elena scrolled through more of Sophia's digital detritus, her teacher's mind cataloging evidence like lesson plans. The betrayal layered itself. Not just the money, but the erasure of their shared history, the album of Lily's first steps, Sophia's annotations in the margins of Elena's dog-eared histories. A voicemail pinged then, Sophia's voice soft and contrite. Babe, I know I screwed up. Meet me at the park? For Lily's sake. Elena deleted it, but the pull tugged, a phantom limb ache. Instead, she headed to the bank branch in Magnolia, where a manager with a sympathetic perm walked her through reversal options. Fraud claim? Possible, but your spouse's signature authorized it. We'd need proof of coercion or deceit. Elena's laugh was mirthless. Deceit? Try wholesale theft of a minor's inheritance. The manager's eyes softened. File the report. I'll expedite. Back home, the empty house amplified every creak, the fridge humming like accusatory whispers. Elena paced the living room, past framed photos of their Hawaiian honeymoon. Sophia in a bikini top lay around her neck, Elena's arm possessive around her waist, and the shelf of Lily's awards science fair ribbons curling at the edges. Her phone buzzed. A group chat from the neighborhood book club, all straight allies who'd hosted their wedding shower. Heard about the drama, Sophia seeing someone? Spill. Elena's thumb hovered, rage bubbling. She typed a vague family stuff, thanks. Then blocked the thread. Gossip was a hydra. One head cut, 10 more sprouted. Especially in their tight-knit queer circle where everyone knew someone who'd slept with someone. Lily's chess match ran long. Victory secured by a queen's gambit that left her opponent stunned. As they debriefed over takeout pho from the Vietnamese spot on Market Street, steam rising in fragrant curls, Lily dissected the game like a coroner. I sacrificed the pawn early, drew her in, then checkmate from the flank. Elena arched a brow, slurping noodles. Subtlety as a weapon. Smart. Lily's fork paused mid-air. Like us with Mom too. The nickname, once affectionate, now barbed. Elena set her bowl down. We're not sacrificing anything. But yeah, strategy matters. No rash moves. Lily's eyes lit with that precocious fire. I googled it last night. Embezzlement cases. If we tip off her clients anonymously. Elena cut her off gently. Whoa, counselor. We're playing defense first. That defense cracked Sunday afternoon when Sophia showed up unannounced, knocking with the rhythm they'd once used as a private code. 3 quick, 2 slow. Elena peered through the peephole, heart slamming, and opened the door a crack. Sophia stood on the porch, hair frizzed from humidity, holding a bouquet of daisies from their garden, dug up, no doubt, in a desperate bid for nostalgia. Please, Elle. 5 minutes. Lily hovered in the hallway, arms crossed, but Elena waved her back. Kitchen, she said flatly, leading the way like a tour guide in hell. Sophia followed, eyes darting to the blank spot on the fridge where their family calendar used to hang. They sat across the table, the same one stained with years of spilled milk and crayon marks. Sophia's hands twisted the stems, petals shedding like tears. I panicked. Rebecca. She's exciting new. But I never meant to hurt Lily. Elena's voice was ice. Exciting enough to bankrupt her dreams? You signed those transfers knowing. Our late-night talks about scholarships, her essays on black holes. Sophia flinched, color rising. You make it sound so noble. You're the martyr Elena always have been. I gave up my career momentum for this, for us, for her. Freelancing sucked the life out of me. The deflection ignited Elena's fuse. And my teaching? 12-hour days grading papers. Chaperoning dances where kids whisper about the gay moms? I did it for love. You bailed for a fling. Sophia's eyes flashed, the old fire returning. Fling? This is real. Rebecca sees me. Not the mom, not the wife trapped in suburbia. Society's fixed us in this box. Perfect lesbians raising the poster child. But what about me? Elena leaned in, voice dropping to a hiss. Society? Try your own cowardice. Coming out was war for both of us. Your folks cutting you off, my siblings ghosting. We fought for this life, and you torch it because boring? The argument escalated, words volleying like accusations in a courtroom. Sophia's resentment over Elena's PTA presidency, the vanilla intimacy after Lily's arrival, the unspoken grief of failed fertility treatments. Lily, eavesdropping from the stairs, bit her lip to stifle sobs, her chest knight clenched in her fist. Sophia stood abruptly, chair scraping. I want joint custody. And half the house. Elena laughed, cold and disbelieving. Over my dead body. Get a lawyer. As Sophia stormed out again, daisies abandoned on the counter, Lily emerged, face streaked. She doesn't get to take more. Elena pulled her close, but the embrace felt hollow, the war lines drawn. That evening, as Lily sketched diagrams on graph paper, timelines of transfers, client lists, Elena's phone lit with a text from Rebecca's number, unknown but unmistakable. Leave her alone. Soft's done with your toxicity. The audacity fueled Elena's resolve. She forwarded it to Carla, the lawyer, adding, fuel for the fire. Monday brought a fragile normalcy. School drop-offs, Elena's classroom filled with the drone of Revolutionary War timelines. But whispers followed her, colleagues who'd heard via the grapevine, offering awkward pats. If you need to vent. She smiled through gritted teeth, mind elsewhere. Lunch was spent in the staff lounge, scrolling legal forms on her phone. Alienation of affection suits, though obsolete in Washington, and parental alienation claims if Sophia badmouthed them. The moral quagmire churned. Fight dirty, become the villain? Or rise above, risk losing everything? Lily's midday text snapped her back. Saw her at the cafe with Rebecca. Holding hands. Gross. Attached was a blurry photo, time-stamped, Lily's stealth from across the street. Elena forwarded it to the bank fraud report, evidence stacking like bricks in a wall. But as she drove home through rush hour snarl on I-5, doubt crept in. Was this justice or vengeance? Sophia's words echoed. The suffocation of roles, the itch for more. Elena had felt it too, in quiet moments staring at the ceiling, wondering if love was enough against the grind. Yet she'd chosen them every day. Pulling into the driveway, she found Lily on the porch swing, telescope propped beside her, scanning the overcast sky for breaks. Found a constellation, Lily said, pointing. Cassiopeia, the chained queen. She got punished for bragging, but her daughter saved her. Elena sat, arm around her. Myths have lessons. Lily turned, eyes gleaming. Ours will too. Let's make her pay, smart, not mean. The pact sealed, mother and daughter delved deeper that night, hacking into Sophia's shared cloud drive with the pilfered password, unearthing receipts for jewelry, dinners, a weekend getaway to the San Juans. Each discovery a dagger, twisting the knife of loss. But revelation came at a cost. Midway through a folder of Rebecca's love notes, poetic, intoxicating, Elena paused, tears blurring the screen. She was unhappy, she murmured to the empty room, Lily asleep upstairs. The admission cracked her armor. Empathy for the enemy, a traitorous whisper. Yet anger surged back, hotter. Sophia's choices weren't Elena's burden to forgive. Not yet. As midnight told, Elena composed an anonymous email to Sophia's top client, a eco-brand with strict ethics codes. Your designer's personal life impacting deliverables? Check public records. She hovered over send, then deleted, heart pounding. Patience, she told herself. The tables would turn, but on their terms. Midweek tension coiled tighter, the Harper home a pressure cooker on simmer. Elena's classroom felt like a stage, her lectures on civil rights laced with unintended fervor. Harriet Tubman's escapes mirroring her own plotting. Students noticed, one bold junior asking post-bell, Miss H, you okay? You seem fired up. Elena forced a chuckle. Just channeling the Underground Railroad. But inside the parallels nod. Fugitives in their marriage, Sophia the betrayer fleeing north. Lunch brought a call from Carla. Banks investigating preliminary fraud flags. But Sophia's countersuing for emotional distress. Claims you're harassing her via Lily. Elena gripped the phone, knuckles blanching. Harassing? That child's her daughter too. Carla's sigh crackled the line. Document everything. Embrace mediation next week. Lily's school day unraveled differently. At recess, whispers slithered from the tetherball court. Heard your moms are splitting 'cause one's cheating. The ringleader, a freckled 8th grader named Tyler whose dad coached soccer, smirked. Lily's cheeks burned, fists clenching. Shut up. You don't know. But doubt seated. By pickup, her eyes were red-rimmed, story spilling in the passenger seat. They think I'm broken now. Like dad jokes about divorce kids. Elena's grip tightened on the wheel, navigating Aurora Avenue's potholes. You're not broken, Bug. You're a force. Lily stared out at the passing Takarius and vape shops. Then why does it feel like I am? The question lingered, a raw nerve exposed, as they detoured to Golden Gardens for salt air and distraction. Gulls wheeled overhead, waves lapping the pebbled shore, but peace eluded. Lily skipped stones, each plunk a punctuation to her anger. I want her to feel this. The empty. Home meant homework and hollow routines. Elena chopping onions for stir-fry, the sizzle masking her tears. Lily helped set the table for two, silverware clinking like judgments. Over dinner, conversation veered to strategy. Her yoga studio, Lily said, spearing broccoli. She teaches privates there. What if we review bomb anonymously? Elena paused, forked midway. Tempting but scorched earth backfires. We hit where it hurts. The money trail. They'd traced transfers to Rebecca's agency card. Corporate perks misused. Lily's eyes widened. Leak it to HR? Elena nodded slowly. Anonymously. But we need ironclad proof. The planning bonded them, a clandestine sisterhood. But guilt flickered in Elena's chest. Was she corrupting her daughter? Turning innocence to arsenic? Thursday shattered the fragile stasis. Sophia arrived at Lily's school during carpool, leaning against her leased Audi new no doubt funded by ghosts, with a stuffed bear from Lily's favorite shop. The secretary buzzed Elena. "Your wife's here." Upset. Elena raced across town, heart in throat, arriving to chaos in the front office. Lily huddled in a chair, arms wrapped tight, while Sophia paced, voice rising. "She's my child too. You can't freeze me out." The principal, a kindly woman with glasses perched low, mediated. "Ladies, let's calm." But Lily bolted to Elena, burying her face. She yelled. "Said I'm choosing sides." Sophia deflated, bear dangling limp. "I just wanted to see you, sweetie. Apologize." Lily peeked out, voice small but steady. "Apologies don't fix stolen dreams." The confrontation spilled into the parking lot, rain spitting from low clouds. Elena herded Lily to their Subaru, but Sophia followed, desperation etching lines on her face. Please. Rebecca's pushing me to fight dirty. Private investigators, custody battles. I don't want that." Elena whirled, rain slicking her hair. "Then stop. Return the money. Or we're done." Sophia's laugh was watery. "Return it? It's spent. Our new place, her birthday trip. This is my life now." The possessiveness stung. Our excluding them like footnotes. Lily from the car window shouted, "You're selfish." Sophia recoiled as if slapped, then straightened, chin lifting. "Grow up, Lily. Love isn't fairy tales." She drove off in a spray of gravel, leaving Elena to bundle her shivering daughter home. That night the dam broke. Lily sobbed in the bath, bubbles popping like fragile hopes, while Elena scrubbed her back, murmuring comforts. "She hates me," Lily wailed. "No," Elena lied softly. "She's lost. Hurting you to numb her own pain." Drying off, Lily fixed Elena with a stare beyond her years. "Then we hurt back. Fair's fair." Elena tucked her in with the story of Andromeda, the chained princess who summoned heroes, but sleep came fitful dreams tangled in chains. Downstairs, Elena poured wine, scrolling forums for divorced lesbian parents, tales of alimony wars, kids shuttled like luggage. One post gutted her. "My ex drained our savings for her girlfriend. I let karma handle it. Best revenge? Thriving." But thriving felt distant, a mirage. Friday's dawn brought escalation. An email from Rebecca's agency HR landed in Elena's inbox, forwarded anonymously by whom, detailing an internal audit triggered by irregular expenses. Sophia's name wasn't mentioned, but the timing screamed sabotage. Elena's hands shook. Had Lily? No, the girl was at school. Guilt twisted. Had she inspired this? A call to Carla confirmed. Clever move. Clouds her resume. But Elena's triumph soured. Was it us? Carla chuckled. Doesn't matter. Game on. Yet as Elena prepped lesson plans, doubt gnawed. Society's script for lesbians was unforgiving. Stay hidden or face scrutiny, succeed or be pitted. Sophia's affair wasn't just personal. It weaponized their queerness, painting them as unstable to judges, friends, family. Lily's after-school call came hushed. I'm at the library. Found her planner in her locker. Left it last week. Notes on everything. Elena picked her up, the leather tome fat with sticky notes. Client deadlines, Rebecca's ovulation cycles, the gut punch, and a scrawled, tell parents about Lily's soften blow. Sophia's folks, the Bible thumpers who'd boycotted the wedding, now looped in? Elena's blood ran cold. We beat her to it. That evening they composed a letter, not anonymous but measured, to Sophia's parents in Spokane. Sophia's left us. Struggling. Could use your support for Lily's sake. Mailed with photos of happier times, it was a velvet glove over iron fist. Rally the disapprovers, force Sophia to confront her double life. Retaliation came swift. Saturday morning a process server knocked, papers in hand. Sophia's petition for separation, seeking 50% assets in primary custody citing Elena's hostile environment. Lily, overhearing, crumpled her cereal box. Liar. She's the hostile. Elena scanned the legalese, rage volcanic. We'll fight. But the cost loomed. Legal fees eating savings, Lily's therapy sessions stacking. In a quiet moment on the couch, TV droning a Pixar flick, Lily curled against her. What if we lose? Elena kissed her forehead. We won't. Because we're the good ones. The words rang hollow, morality's tightrope fraying. As credits rolled, Lily whispered, I emailed the agency myself. From a burner account. Elena's breath caught. What? Just facts. Transfers dates. They deserved to know. Pride warred with horror. Her daughter weaponized at 12. The weekend blurred into vigil. Elena attended a support group at the local LGBTQ center. A circle of folding chairs in a fluorescent basement. Stories poured. Exes outing partners. Custody lost to moral fitness clauses pre-equality. One woman, mid-40s with tattooed wrists, shared, I clawed back my kid by exposing her affair to the whole town. Ugly but necessary. Elena nodded, absorbing the calculus of survival. When does defense become destruction? Home. Lily researched deepfakes, giggling at botched examples, but her eyes held shadows. Imagine Mom 2's face on a billboard. Thief of dreams. Elena shut it down. Boundaries, Lil. Or we become her. Climax brewed Monday, mediation looming. Sophia texted coordinates for a neutral cafe in Queen and Hilltop Views mocking their dissent. Elena arrived early, Lily in tow despite protests. She's my fight too. Sophia waited at a corner table. Rebecca absent but her perfume lingering on Sophia's scarf. Greetings were stiff, coffees untouched. The mediator, a silver-haired neutral, outlined terms. But civility shattered when Lily slid printouts across. The Cloud Drive Hall's agency audit links. This is why you don't get custody. Sophia paled, snatching them. You hacked me? That's illegal. Elena's smile was steel. You stole first. Tit for tat. The room spun into shouts, Sophia's tears, Lily's glares, the mediator's gavel-like raps. Recess. Tomorrow or court. Driving down the hill. Rain sheeting the windshield, Lily hooped. We got her. Elena's hands trembled on the wheel. Did we? Look at us, monsters in mirrors. The victory tasted ash, the price etching deeper. A family fractured, innocence bartered. Yet as they crested to the bay's sparkle, resolve hardened. The tables weren't just turned. They were upended, and the fallout was only beginning. The mediation recess stretched into a week of barbed wires and backchannel barbs. Seattle's November chill seeping into bones already chilled by war. Elena's sleep fragmented into catnaps on the couch, dreams replaying the cafe showdown. Sophia's crumple, Lily's triumph. The mediator's weary, escalate at your peril. School became Elena's refuge, timelines of empires rising and falling, a bomb for her crumbling one. But Lily's edge sharpened. Her teachers emailed about withdrawn focus, a skipped quiz. She's processing. Elena replied, but guilt gnawed. Had her vendetta infected the girl like a virus? Evenings, they baked cookies from a dog-eared Betty Crocker. The oven's warmth a futile shield, flour-dusted talks veering from constellations to contingencies. If we win custody, Lily mused, icing a lopsided star, do we change the locks? Sophia's countermoves landed like sniper shots. A letter from her attorney arrived Tuesday, thick with exhibits. Witness statements from friends attesting to Elena's controlling nature. Therapy notes from Sophia's sessions painting Elena as emotionally withholding. The kicker. A child psychologist's prelim report, solicited post-cafe, deeming Lily parentified, burdened by adult conflicts, at risk of attachment disorders. Elena's vision tunneled reading it in the school parking lot. Rain drumming the roof. Parentified. The word accused her. Echoing nights of strategy sessions over hot cocoa. She called Carla voice cracking. They're weaponizing her pain. Carla's response was pragmatic steel. Counter with our dossier. Your bond's the anchor. Theirs is ash. Lily discovered the report rifling mail, her face ashen. Am I broken because of you? Elena knelt, cupping her cheeks. No. We're survivors. This is their spin. But the seed doubt took root. Lily retreated to her room, telescope gathering dust, homework piling like unsent apologies. Elena, desperate, arranged an impromptu therapy session via the school's counselor. A soft-spoken lesbian with a rescue dog named Scout. In the office smelling of chamomile tea, Lily unspooled. I hate her for hurting Mom, but what if she's right? That love's not enough. The counselor nodded, no judgment. Hate's heavy, kid. What would letting go look like? Lily's answer was a whisper. Forgiving? Or fighting smarter? Inspired, Elena pivoted. No more leaks, instead, a olive branch laced with thorns. She texted Sophia. Lily's struggling. Neutral ground park tomorrow. No lawyers. The reply came swift. For her. Noon. Discovery Park with its World War II bunkers and meadow trails felt symbolic ruins amid regrowth. They met at the lighthouse, wind whipping off the sound, Lily between them like a referee. Sophia looked haggard, roots showing in her blonde dye, coat too thin for the bite. Hey bug, she started, but Lily's stance was rigid. Don't call me that. The walk began awkward, gravel crunching under boots, small talk about weather curdling to core wounds. Sophia broke first, halting by a driftwood bench. I messed up. The money. I thought it was escape funds, not theft. Elena's scoff cut sharp. Semantics. You chose her over us. Sophia's eyes welled. It's not choice, it's breath. You smother L. With plans, expectations. Rebecca challenges me. Lily, silent till then, erupted. Challenges? You challenged our whole life. My friends ask why you're gone and I lie. Sophia reached but Lily dodged. I saw the emails. You called Mom stagnant. Me the anchor dragging you down. The quote landed like shrapnel. Sophia blanched. Drafts Lil. Angry words. But the damage bloom Trust's corpse exhumed. Elena steered them to a clearing voice measured. We're not here to win. Lily needs both moms, or neither, poisoning the well. Sophia nodded, tentative. I can return some money. Partial. Installments. It was a crack in armor Elena saw, the lover's pressure mounting, agency's probe tightening. But Lily's eyes narrowed. All or nothing. And no more lies. The negotiation stretched, wind howling confessions. Sophia's loneliness post-adoption, the spark with Rebecca at a conference happy hour, the funds lure as just numbers. Elena shared her side. The fear of losing it all, society's side eye at single mom lesbians. Vulnerability bridged, if tenuously. By trail's end, a truce. Restitution plan, joint therapy, no court for now. Hope flickered. Fragile as bioluminescent plankton. Home. Lily sketched a new chart. Rebuild phase. Elena watched, heart swelling but realism tempered joy. Truces break. Lily grinned, first real one in weeks. Then we enforce. Yet that night Elena's phone buzzed, a blocked number, Rebecca's voice venomous. Back off my girl or I go nuclear. Your precious job? One call to the district about unstable home. The threat chilled. Elena's tenure track, her identity as the reliable teacher, teetered. She didn't tell Lily, but Dawn found her drafting a response. Touch us, burn. Sent, then deleted, catharsis without consequence. The agency's fallout hit midweek, leaked via a sympathetic ex-colleague. Sophia sidelined from projects, personal matters cited. She called Elena frantic, voicemail trembling. They're firing me. Because of you. Elena's reply text was curt. Karma's a circle. But alone, pacing the kitchen, regret wormed in. Had they pushed too far? Lily, sensing the shift, cornered her after dinner. You look guilty. Elena sighed, confessing the call. Lily's face hardened. Good. She chose this. Yet in bed, Elena wrestled ethics beast. Justice or jihad? Society preached forgiveness for queer families. Don't air dirty laundry. But silence enabled thieves. Climax crested Friday, Sophia's parents arriving unannounced from Spokane. A rental Prius in the drive like an invasion. Elena answered the door to Evelyn and Harold Langford. Evelyn's perm rigid as her beliefs, Harold's Bible peeking from his coat. We came for our daughter, Evelyn said, voice honey over vinegar. Lily peeked from stairs, eyes wide. Elena ushered them in, coffee brewing as armor. The living room inquisition began. Accusations of lifestyle corruption. Sophia's confusion blamed on Elena's influence. You turned her, Harold grunted. Lily, unable to stay silent, descended like a fury. No. She left because she wanted to. Stole my money for her girlfriend. The word girlfriend detonated. Evelyn gasped, Harold reddened. Lies. But Lily produced the statement printout, numbers damning. Sophia arrived mid-tempest, summoned by text, face ashen. The confrontation devolved. Parents railing against sodomite temptations. Sophia defending Rebecca in sobs. Elena shielding Lily. Enough, Elena thundered. Your daughter's an adult. Own her choices. Harold's parting shot. We'll cut her off. No inheritance for sinners. Door slammed, silence crashed. Sophia collapsed on the couch, Lily rigid beside her. You told them, Sophia whispered. Lily met her gaze. They deserve truth. Like we did. The reckoning hung, raw and revelatory. Families' conditional love exposed, prejudices bared like flayed skin. In the aftermath, Sophia stayed the night, guest room barren. Morning brought halting talks over pancakes. Evelyn's recipes a ironic glue. I was wrong, Sophia admitted to Lily. The fund irredeemable. Lily nodded, tentative thaw. Fix it. Be better. Elena watched, wary as they hugged, first touch in months. But Rebecca's shadow loomed. A final text to Sophia. Choose. Us or them. The ultimatum forced Sophia's hand, tearful call ending it. I can't lose my family. Rebecca's rage voicemail followed, threats of exposure, to Elena's school, Lily's friends. I'll ruin you all. Elena didn't flinch. With Carla's help, a restraining order drafted, evidence bundled. The cost tallied. Sophia's job in limbo, parents estranged, their bond scarred but stitching. As snow dusted the sound, Elena and Lily walked the beach, boots sinking in wet sand. We turned it, Lily said. Elena squeezed her hand. But at what price? The question echoed, the awakening bitter. Victory's pyrrhic gleam, where hurts healed into harder hearts. File 5. Winter gripped Seattle like a grudge, holiday lights twinkling mockingly against the short days and Elena's frayed nerves. The restraining order against Rebecca held, a paper shield that bought breathing room but amplified the isolation. Sophia's phone silenced to unknowns, their home a bunker with drawn blinds. Restitution began in drips. Sophia's freelance scraps deposited into the fund, now a meager $12,000 shadow of its former self. Lily monitored the account obsessively, app notifications chiming like victory bells, but her smiles were tempered. Therapy sessions unpacking the parentified, label into tools for resilience. I'm not a victim, she declared to the counselor, fists pumped. I'm the navigator. Elena beamed, pride mingling with sorrow. Her daughter phoenix from ashes but feathers singed. Sophia's reintegration was a minefield. She moved back mid-December, suitcase in the foyer like a supplicant's offering. Rebecca's belongings purged in a curbside bonfire Elena pretended not to smell. Nights were negotiated truces. Separate beds, shared meals where conversation skirted landmines. Pass the gravy, Sophia would say, eyes on plate. Lily enforced protocols, seating chart in hand. No work talk. Only stars. Stargazing became ritual. Telescope on the frosted deck. Constellations mapping their mending. One night, under Orion's belt, Sophia ventured. I see now, my escape was running from myself. Elena, bundled beside her, nodded. We all run sometimes. Question is, do we circle back? Lily, mittened hands on eyepiece, added. Or crash? External pressures mounted. Society's undercurrents swirling. Elena's school buzzed with rumors, admin emails about personal conduct reviews, prompted by Rebecca's anonymous tip to the superintendent. Unstable employee endangering students. The irony burned. Elena, who'd mentored queer kids through coming-out crises, now defending her own stability. She faced the panel in a stuffy conference room, Carla at her side, presenting character witnesses. PTA moms, former students' letters praising her safe space lessons. My private life's just that, private, she stated, voice steady. But if it bleeds into work, address the merits, not the marriage. The board relented, probationary note in file, but the scar lingered. Queer visibility's double edge, where personal storms invited professional gales. Lily's world contracted too. Holiday concert at school, carols lilting, but sidelong glances from Tyler's crew. Your fam's drama wild. She fired back, better than fake. But isolation crept, friendships cooling like December fog. One afternoon post-rehearsal, she cornered the choir director. Can I write a song? About families breaking but fixing. The teacher moved, greenlit it. A ballad of fractured skies and healing lights. Performing it at the recital, voice quavering but clear, Lily's words hung. We steal stars sometimes, but we can give them back. Applause thundered, Sophia and Elena in front row. Hands clasped across the divide. First voluntary touch since the fall. Sophia's reckoning deepened. Jobless, she volunteered at the center, leading art workshops for at-risk youth, her designs now channeling pain into purpose. But old habits clawed. A slip-up text to Rebecca, discovered by Lily mid-cookie dough, ignited round 2. Delete her. Lily shrieked, spatula waving. Sophia complied, tears streaming, but the breach reopened wounds. Elena, walking in, saw the tableau and chose grace over guillotine. Talk it out. No secrets. The kitchen confessional lasted hours. Sophia's addiction to novelty, the affair a symptom of deeper voids, ungrieved losses, the unspoken adoptions of societal roles. I feared we'd fade, she confessed. Elena, vulnerable, admitted her own complicity. I built walls, not bridges. Afraid of losing you to the world's hate. Joint therapy sessions mandated by the mediator peeled layers. The therapist, a non-binary sage with pronouns pinned to their sweater, guided excavations, role plays of the theft night, letters unsent to inner children. Lily shone, articulating boundaries. Love me fully or not at all. Sophia absorbed, transforming guilt to action, crowdfunding for the fund via a blog. A mother's redemption. Rebuilding dreams. Posts went viral in queer networks, donations trickling. $5 from a Portland barista, $500 from a tech ally. The fund crept to $25,000. Lily's essays dusted off for reapplications. But backlash bit. Trolls decrying drama-mongering. Sophia's parents' silence a void. Evelyn's Christmas card arrived and signed. Bible verse on judgment. New Year's Eve brought pivot. Fireworks over the sound. They hosted a small gathering. Carla and her wife, the center therapist, a few steadfast friends. Toasts clinked to second acts. But midnight's kiss between Elena and Sophia was tentative, sparks fizzling against frost. Lily, in footy pajamas, yawned. Promise no more tables turning? They laughed, but the question probed. Rebecca's final strike came January. A scathing Substack post, betrayed by the Ballard family, outing details painting Sophia victim, Elena villain. Shares spiked, Elena's school flooded with concern calls. But the community rallied, petitions, counterposts. Real heroes forgive, don't forget. The postscript unfolded in courts, not cafes. Final hearing in a mahogany-paneled room downtown. Judge a stern woman with rainbow pin. Testimonies layered. Sophia's remorse, Elena's fortitude, Lily's poise on the stand. I want both moms but fair ones. The gavel fell. Shared custody, fund replenishment ordered, counseling ongoing. Rebecca, subpoenaed, slunk away, career cratered by ethics breach. As they exited to spring's tentative sun, Lily skipped ahead, telescope slung like a rifle. We won, she crowed. Elena and Sophia exchanged looks, hands brushing, rekindling perhaps. Months later, summer solstice, the fund hit $90,000. Donations, Elena's side hustle woodworking heirlooms, Sophia's rebrand as ethics consultant. Lily's acceptance packet arrived. Caltech, full ride. Celebrations under stars, picnic on the deck. Elena raised a glass. To costs paid, lessons learned. Sophia echoed, eyes soft. And love reclaimed. Lily, now 13, smirked. Don't mess it up. Laughter rippled, but Elena's mind wandered to the scars. The therapy bills, the lost trusts, the societal side-eyes that lingered like smog. In quiet reflections, Elena journaled the toll. Internal wars waged, moral lines blurred. Had the turning tables justified the wreckage? Society demanded perfect queers. Unbroken, unbitter. But perfection was the cage. Their mess, the key. As fireflies danced, Lily whispered. Was revenge right, even if it hurt us too? The question, unanswerable, sparked endless debate in their mended circle. Was the daughter's defiance the spark of justice, or the flame of irreversible ruin?